Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone and hello Madam Rina. My name is Aulia Salmia from English 3 Class C. Here I will present my final project regarding country travel requirements in Malaysia. And the first one is description about Malaysia. Malaysia is a federation of 13 states and 3 federal territories in Southeast Asia. It consists of 2 regions separated by the South China Sea, and it is bordered by Brunei, Indonesia, and Thailand. Malaysia has a strategic location along the Strait of Malacca and the southern South China Sea. The government system is a constitutional monarchy. The chief of state is the king, and the head of government is the prime minister. And Malaysia has a mixed economic system which includes variety of private freedom combined with centralized economic planning with government regulation. Malaysia is a member of Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And yes, of course, travel documents are required to enter Malaysia. The specific travel documents needed may vary depending on your nationality and the purpose of your visit to Malaysia. Typically, travelers to Malaysia are required to have the following documents. Number one is passport. A valid passport is a general required to entry into Malaysia. The passport should have a validity of at least 6 months by an intended period of stay. And the next is visa. Depending on your nationality, you may need a visa to enter Malaysia. Some countries are exempt from requiring a visa for certain duration of stay, while others might need to apply for a visa in advance. It is important to check the visa requirements specific to your nationality before traveling to Malaysia. And the next is identity card. Identity card to make sure where are you from. It's highly recommended to have a copy of the identity documents. So when you need copy of them to be handed over to a certain people, you don't have any trouble with it. And the next is insurance. Insurance to provide both mental and physical protection for tourists, also as an inward to provide a sense of security and comfort while traveling. Health document like vaccination certificate, also the stated that you are in a good condition to flight and traveler. And the next is sufficient funds. It is advisable to carry sufficient funds or provide evidence of financials means to cover your expenses during your stay in Malaysia. And the last is health documents. Depending on your country you are traveling from, you may be required to provide health-related documents such as a negative COVID-19 test result or proof of vaccination. As part of the entry requirements, it is important to check the specific health and COVID-19 related requirements before traveling. Regulation in Malaysia govern the entry, stay, and departure of individuals who wish to visit or reside in the country. The following are some key points regarding immigration regulation in Malaysia. The first is visa requirements. Depending on your nationality and the purpose of your visit, you may need a visa to enter Malaysia. Malaysia offers various types of visas, including tourist visas, business visas, and employment visas. It is important to check the specific visa requirements based on your nationality and intended stay duration before traveling to Malaysia. And the next is passport validity. Your passport should be valid for at least 6 months beyond the intended period of stay in Malaysia. And the next is social visit pass or tourist visa. If you require a tourist visa for Malaysia, you can apply for a social visit pass (SVP) or e-visa. The SVP allows for tourists, social visit or attending conferences, and it is typically valid for stay ranging from 30 days or 90 days depending the country of origin. And the next is long-term stay. If you plan to stay in Malaysia for an extended period for purpose such as employment, study, or joining family members, you will need to obtain the appropriate visa or pass such as an employment pass, student pass, or long-term social visit pass. And the next is overstaying. It is important to adhere to the authorized duration of stay granted by your visa or pass. Overstaying can result in fines, detention, deportation, or future immigration complications. And then last is health requirements. Malaysia may have health-related requirements such as mandatory vaccinations or COVID-19 testing. Depending on the prevailing health situation, it is essential to stay updated in the specific health requirements before traveling to Malaysia. Regulation in Malaysia govern the import and export of goods at Malaysian airports, and here are some key points regarding custom regulation in Malaysia airport. In Malaysia, about custom declaration, you will usually be required to complete a custom declaration form. This form asks for information about the goods you are bringing into the country, including any items that may be subject to import restrictions of or duties. And the first is duty-free laws. Malaysia has duty-free laws for various goods, including tobacco, alcohol, and personal belongings. These laws specify the quantity or value of goods that you can bring into the country without having to pay custom duties or tax. It is important to check the specific duty-free laws before traveling to Malaysia. And the next is prohibited and restricted items. Certain items are prohibited or restricted from being brought into or taken out of Malaysia. These items may include narcotics, firearms, endangered species, and counterfeit goods. It is essential to familiarize yourself with the list of prohibited and restricted items to avoid any legal issues. And the next is controlled substances. Malaysia has strict regulation regarding the import and export of controlled substances, including drug and medication. Some medication may require prescriptions or special permits for import. It is advisable to carry necessary prescriptions and supporting documents for any medication you are bringing into Malaysia. Next is agricultural and food products. There are restrictions on bringing certain agricultural and food products into Malaysia due to phytosanitary and health concerns. It is important to check the regulation regarding the importation of fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy products, and other food items before traveling to Malaysia. The cabin and baggage regulation of Malaysia Airlines may vary depending on the specific fare class, route, and aircraft types, but I can provide you with some general information regarding cabin and baggage regulation for Malaysia Airlines. The first is cabin baggage laws. For economy class, and passengers in economy class are typically allowed to bring one piece of cabin baggage with a maximum weight of 7 kg and maximum dimensions of 56 centimeters x 36 centimeters and 23 centimeters. For business and first class, passengers in business and first class are usually allowed to bring two pieces of cabin baggage, with each piece weighing up to 7 kg and meeting the same maximum dimension as mentioned above. In addition to the cabin baggage allowed, passengers are usually allowed to bring one personal item such as a handbag, laptop bag, and small backpack. And the last is checked baggage allowed. The checked baggage allowance of Malaysia Airlines can vary depending on the fare class, route, and frequent flyer status. And as of my knowledge, the following are the general checked baggage allowance for Malaysia Airlines. And the first is economy class. For economy class, passengers in economy class are typically allowed to check one of two pieces of baggage with a maximum weight per piece ranging from 20 kg to 30 kg depending on the route and fare class. And for the business class, passengers in business class are usually allowed to check 2 or 3 pieces of baggage with a maximum weight per piece ranging from 30 kg to 40 kg depending on the route and fare class. And for the first class is passenger in first class generally have a wider checked baggage allowance with the specific detail varying based on the route and fare classes. Okay, that's all about my presentation regarding country travel requirements, especially in Malaysia. That's about travel document, immigration regulations, custom regulations, and the last is cabin and baggage regulation at the Malaysia Airlines. Okay, so thank you so much and have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.